What's up, beautiful people, to another episode. In this video, we will be transplanting our bell peppers that we grown from seeds in like the little seed starting situations. Now it's time to like transplant them to a bigger holding scenario before we take them outside. So I'm gonna show you what you need to do, what you should do, and how you should do it when doing it yourself. So let's get to it. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 What's up, beautiful people? I hope y'all are having a fabulous March thus far so far. I am most certainly, and I appreciate all of you all that have, said happy birthday and all those various things. It goes a very, very long way, and I'm excited for all the different things that are coming because of it. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and transplant these bell pepper plants, and like I said, I am doing it to show you how you should do it as well, but then even showing you how we grew from seed before. We did a video and doing so, and just showing you even the process of what it's like to do it, so that when you do it, you have all the courage, knowledge, and information to do it yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it, and yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it, as our goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I do believe that we can do it, and it will be because of you and your help and the people that you share to do the same thing too as well. So, and also we have a gardening website, gardenwithmellc.com is the website for all of your various gardening needs. So go ahead and check that out if you need any help. I'll be there. Okay, great people. So we have our bell pepper seedlings that we have grown in these smaller seed starting trays, which now I'm going to upgrade them to the bigger ones, as we did for the kale and things like that. So again, if you do go out and buy seed starts from the big box stores, do keep your containers, because they will come in handy going and growing forward. Okay, all that pun intended. So I also have some sustain that I'm going to be using in this video that has a 4-6-4 mix, which largely because now we are having these bell peppers to grow up so that they can mature and develop, right? And so what we have is the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium, and so the phosphorus, excuse me. But those are vitally necessary as I go ahead and start to put the soil in the seed start trays. But these are vitally important because not only does the nitrogen help the stems to grow and the leaves to be nice and lusciously green, however, you have the potassium and the phosphorus in there as well. That's going to help with the root growth, as well as help with the blooms that are to come and are to follow. And that these are bell peppers. So I say all that to say, make sure you know which fertilizers you are using as it pertains to the actual vegetables or herbs or whatever it is that you are growing. All of them have specific needs. That is the vegetables I'm speaking of. So make sure that your fertilizers address that need accordingly. Okay. Alright, so I'm probably putting more in there than necessary. I was thinking and talking to you all. However, what we are going to do now is just make sure everything is spaced out. Now, this is not my seed starting mix. I will repeat, this is not my seed starting mix. However, this is some gardening soil that I already had in the bag that I'm like, might as well just go ahead and use it for this occasion. And like I said, we're just going to put a pinch of the sustain all around, which I could even put it already in here as well, but that was more than enough. And it's organic fertilizer, so we'll be good to grow from there. And now what you just want to do is just go ahead and do a little pinchy pinch from the bottom, pull it up, drop it where it's going to go and grow forward, which this is so cool, which even, I love growing from seeds from this perspective as well. You get to watch the process go from seed to harvest ultimately. That's the real goal if you're growing to eat it yourself. And so just being a part of each and every step goes a long way and makes sense of everything. It allows you to learn patience. You care for something that is not yourself, like you learn all the different cool things. But anyway, not to get too sentimental or deep. However, now what we're going to do, and what I've been growing to do, all those words are necessarily important, is just loosen up the soil around the seedling itself so that it can be freshly acclimated to its new home respectfully. And so I'm going to just throw some soil right on top of those bad boys from there. If that view isn't the best, let me go ahead and change that bad boy now so that you can see up close and personal what's all going on. So again, it's just a little loosening of the soil that has compacted itself around the roots themselves. And so then from there, we're just going to put a little topsoil right on top, making sure all of the roots are nicely covered before we do a little watering and things like that. So again, at this point in the life of the seedling, it's okay for there to be like little wood chips and things in the soil itself because, you know, the roots have already started to develop, and with developed roots, they have the ability and capability to search out for the necessary nutrients and water and all those great things for growth. And so that's going to be great. We're just going to keep hammering it down, right? And again, like I said, the sustain is already mixed within the new soil for the new home, but then also in the top dressing as well. So we're just making sure everything is adequate in its new dwelling place, new sanctuary, and all that good stuff. And I even show you all, I'm doing it under the grow light. You can do it, you can grow these under the grow lights, or you can grow these outdoors. I'm gonna do one indoors, one outdoors. I probably should do half and half just to even further like solidify the situation. So I'll do one over here just to make it, you know, a little even. So now with that, let me just grab this soil so it's not wasted, and prop up this bell pepper before watering. Because, you know, there might be a little shock taking place within the bell peppers when you do like loosen up the roots. Just make sure you're doing it very gently, because you don't want to break any of the roots as much as possible. Some will occur and it's okay. However, it will, you know, look a little different, because it's like, whoa, this is new. It's more space and all those different things like that. All right, so from here, let me now go into the second one, which I put so much soil in these. Let's figure out how we'll make use of everything. Let me just dump first. Sometimes starting with a fresh slate is ideal. Okay, so that's another reason why I like doing these in like trays and things like that, which you can see I'm doing it in a tray that ultimately it will rest in, because it can catch the spillage and things like that. I don't have to worry about wasting soil or anything. I could just work within the workspace comfortably. But now we're just going to acquire 2 more of these baby seedlings, I like to call them, before they mature into the, let's go ahead and plant these seedlings. And then there, it just breaks up nicely. The cool thing about bell peppers is they have like a nice sturdy stem themselves, and it pretty much lets you know like how deep you should plant them. Just looking at them, you'll be fine. Don't worry, don't fret. When you see it, all of it will adequately enough make sense to you and for you. All right, so we're doing all these great things before we give it a watering. And now, like I said, with this here dump tray, I now have some extra soil that is in the mix that I can go ahead and dump out before we do the watering, because I will keep the seedlings in this tray. They'll stay in the same tray that they were born in, and they'll be in this silver tray situation until they're planted outdoors. Before I do that, let me go ahead and plant this bigger seedling that I honestly don't remember what it is. I believe it's a cucumber, just the way it looks. Strongly believing that's what it is, how it looks and how it feels. This root system is fab-tabulous. So I'm gonna just let it continue to grow out, largely because I don't know what it is, and I need to just look at the leaves a little bit more. And it has a beautiful smell to it. Oh my gosh, I wish you all could smell this. Man, I really didn't even start smelling until I pulled the roots out. All right, so then at this point, let's take our watering spigot and let's just water from the bottom. These are mature plants, and so they will have the ability to soak up the water from the soil, and you want that to wick up, okay? I'm gonna just let this sit here, largely because I'm gonna let this soak for like 30 minutes, and then from the 30 minutes, and after the 30 minutes, I will drain out the water that has not wicked up into the different seed tray situations, largely because if you allow for water to remain and be stagnant, you can have like flies and things like that, which you don't want to have to deal with, or any of those issues. So make sure you drain 30 minutes tops, right? You could even do it after 15 minutes. However, I leave it 30 minutes because it is fresh and new. With that being said, once it's all done, drained, I'm going to put them over here. Let me just show you. Over here is where they started, ladies and gentlemen. This is my little lighting scenario situation. My kale, I have some more kale. People talk about I love kale. I love it so much, and I am looking to sell it. However, here we go. We have the lights here, and I love these lights because I'm able to change the color and situation, and so I can do it pertaining to whatever it is I'm growing. I could do it to whatever it is I'm growing. So let me just show you how they have like different lights. So that one is for when they're growing, the regular white lights, and then I change it to this one once they started to have like leaves, and then that one when I wanted to go to fruit. And so I'll put a link down below for these lights, and I have a heat mat that is up under it as well. And that's the situation where it's gonna grow. So with that being said, great people, I love y'all. I appreciate you all. Happy growing, happy living, which will then be like a happy harvest, right? And so if you have any other questions, definitely let me know in the comment sections below, or you can let me know on the website, gardenwithmellc.com. Boom. And know that, hey, I love y'all. I appreciate you all. And know that you never have to garden alone. Why? Because you could always garden with me. Love you. Peace. Huh?